Assalamu alaikum everyone, welcome back to PEIPEI update today. Now PEIPEI is very interesting and I think that this is one of those coins that I am very confident buying. It's my setup basically, okay. These are my favorite kind of setup that has previously always just almost all the time, I'm talking about 100% of the time, that has always gave me back a win percentage, okay, whether it's 16, 20, 100%. I've always won with this kind of setup. These are my favorite setup because I've been here for a long time and these setups just don't really disappoint. Rarely ever does disappoint, honestly. So there are two things I'm going to talk about. One is the technical analysis. Second is, first of all, I want to start off with the US election. Tomorrow is a big day and I have been reading this on bitcoinnews.com on the internet and I just want to go on with you. So from 2012 to 2020 and how Bitcoin has historically reacted to the US election. Now on September 1, which was 2 months ago, Bitcoin was trading at 57,230 and ever since then it is actually believed that Bitcoin can actually climb $250,000 if former President Trump secures a win. All right, so it is very possible that Bitcoin actually goes all the way up. And the price history of 2016 to 2020 election, it's clear that Bitcoin's value has experienced significant increase after each event. In 2016, Bitcoin price peaked at December 2017 and in 2021. And these are 2 years, 2017 and 2021. These are exactly the 2 years where US election was happening. And now it's 2024, we have another US election happening. To illustrate, during the US election on November 5th, 2016, Bitcoin was trading at $703 per coin. And by the end of 2017, it was up at $20,000, right? This was by the end of 2017. So Q4 definitely has an impact. On November 2020, Bitcoin was at 15,579. And by November 2021, the price almost went to $69,000. Now we went from $700 to $20,000, and then the second time was from $15,000 to $69,000 in November. And also keep in mind that back in 2013, another US election was here, I guess, and we touched $1,250 all the way from $10, right? So there is always this USA election effect in a positive way, but also keep in mind that this time it's actually different. Unlike previous cycle, Bitcoin went from the lows during the US election period, right? So understand this, Bitcoin was pumping from a low price point, and right now Bitcoin is not really going to pump from a low price point at all. So what I'm trying to say here is there could be a twist. That's what I've been reading right now. And the twist is that maybe a dump, who knows? But I highly doubt there's going to be a dump, right? The text here actually means that there should be a move down and not a move up, because those elections took Bitcoin from a low point all the way pumping it to a higher point, right? But this time around, it's actually already at a high point at the moment. But I think that Bitcoin, based on the charts, has already broken up, retested, and then made a nice, good, successful retest to actually continue to go on and move up to $91,000. So I'm just going to go with the charts here and not just read fundamental, because reading fundamental is not everything. If you go with the charts, we have broken above this resistance after such a long time. Not only did we break that resistance, we've actually passed the retest and the technical target is to $91,000. So I'm not on the favor of any bear at the moment. Now combine this thing with PEIPEI, and then if I go on onto the PEIPEI and talk about it, well, number one is that I love everything about it. As I said before, it's my setup, my kind of trades that I like to do. And that is number one, in here on the RSI, we already have the best support level on the RSI, right? That's the historical best place to buy on the RSI. Number one, it is absolutely oversold. And also on the daily, on the pattern here, that's where you also had this demand box. So touch number 1, touch number 2, and then touch number 3. And that's how I've actually took an entry, and I love everything about it. It's at 10,670. Actually, we made a purchase at 10,250. Now, that's the support level, and it's a very strong support at the moment. Second thing is that if you notice, we have a falling wedge, another bullish pattern, which means that we're going to eventually break above here and go back up again, which is at 22,300, and that's where the the supply box really is. That's the demand box, or you may call this support. That's the supply zone, or you can actually call it resistance, right? Another thing to end off this pattern with PEIPEI is on the 4-hour time frame as well. We have an incredible divergence here. So you're moving all the way to the downside and you're moving all the way to the upside. It is clear we have a buying activity going on with PEIPEI. Now stay tuned for my future something new coming, and I'm going to be talking about meme coins and some new stuff that probably is not often talked about. So on 15th of November, something new is going to, something refreshing, of course, something to contribute to the crypto community is going to be there. So if you're not already following me, make sure you're following me, as you may never see the channel again, and I'm going to see you the next one. Love, peace.